It's a very good morning to you.
Well, it's a very, very good morning to you, Palesa, and to the rest of South Africa as we come to you live from Sharpeville this morning. Quite a surreal drive actually coming here this morning. It was a very, very rainy day as we woke up in Johannesburg and made our way to Sharpeville. It's at the very, very southern part of Gauteng, and it's a good hour's drive out of the city centre of Johannesburg. And you find yourself in an area that is so full of history, and it's not a good history that you find yourself in when you come to Sharpeville. It is a very, very big blight in our history, and a page that I think we often think of and often would like to rewrite the history books, but we can't. It was a day that happened in 1960, on this day, the 21st of March, which subsequently was called Human Rights Day. This was a day where so many lives were lost. Many people came together, all of this marching against past laws. A group of people deciding that this was not something that they wanted to do. It was a peaceful march, but the police opened fire on them, and I think it was about 69 people who eventually succumbed to their injuries and lost their lives, 200 people injured. I'm standing by their graves right now. In fact, just behind me, this row is dedicated to them. This is the bodies and the remains of those that lost their lives on the 21st of March 1960. I mean, I'm just looking at a couple of them, and their ages are frightening. Aged 24, died on the 21st of the 3rd, 1960. This person's name, and I don't want to move too close, but it's Robala Khotso, and so on and so forth it goes. Died aged 22, 21st of the 3rd, 1960. And it just goes on and on and on and on, and all of the names over there. Since then, of course, it's been a day that in South Africa has been seen as Human Rights Day, a day that is dedicated to the rights of South Africans, where we look at where we're at as a country. Granted, since that day, we have come a very, very far way as a democratic country. We don't live under the laws of apartheid, and yet human rights is still a very big issue in South Africa, and something that many communities grapple with on a daily basis. It was just this week, in fact, that we dedicated an entire broadcast to the human rights of school children, and children going to schools, walking for kilometers on end to get to their school, and then, of course, losing their lives in a pit latrine. Now, these all fall under the Human Rights Act, and unfortunately, we seem to be dropping that ball when it comes to serving the rights of South Africans. Well, today we focus in on the rights of South Africans and the human rights of it all. We'd like you to write to us at Morning Live SABC. Talk to us about how far we've come as a country and how much more we need to do. You know, it's quite incredible standing here, and quite a somber feeling as you reminisce on those days of South Africa and the fight by these young people that all came together to fight for the rights so desperately that they knew they deserved, and they certainly did deserve. And many people laying their lives down on the line so that we could enjoy the benefits of democracy that we do in this year 2018. Today we'll be speaking to some of the survivors, some of the individuals that actually participated in that march in 1960. They'll reminisce with us, they'll talk to us about what it was like on that day, and then suddenly the devastation that was caused. I remember that was at that time, I think it was declared, it was in 1959 when the ANC actually had their elective conference. They declared the year 1960 the year of the pass law, and that was what they wanted to focus on. It was then the PAC that decided, I think, that they wanted to actually gather together and march against it. And unfortunately, that was when the Sharpeville massacre, something that has been subsequently dubbed, happened. We'll be talking about that. Just down the road from here in the stadium is where the key event of the day will be taking place, and we'll also be talking to a lot of the role players involved in the preparations for that. So stay tuned to Morning Live. This is where we'll be broadcasting from for the duration of this morning, and we look forward to you joining us. Let's take a break here on the program, and we'll join you again a little bit later on.